Q04B, this one. Okay, so you can see that they haven't given any. Oh my goodness, that's 4A. 4A, okay. So they haven't given any clue. They're just asking, describe the purpose of the program, and then just 2 marks given. Right, so you can see there's a main program and there's a sub-program. Let's run the code and see what happens. The original word is random. The new word is mod. No, it is not. The repaper and the new word is repaper. Yes, it is. Right. So the main program is calling this subprogram, which is called the check word, and it is passing a word, random repaper, and then the def check word is accepting that word using a parameter called p word, and then it is using a new variable called new word. Count equals length of p word minus 1. That is 1 less than the total number of characters, while count is greater than or equal to 0. New word equals new word plus p word count. P word is what we get, right? Right. You can see the count is starting with the highest value, isn't it? Right. So if random is having you're watching this, right?
Yeah, sir.
Random is having if I call length on random, that would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So here it becomes 6. 6 minus 1 is 5. And then,
Oh, sir, I think I
yeah,
know what this does.
okay. Let's go through the code quickly. Yeah?
Okay.
And then, okay, what do you think? What do you think it does?
It takes the count of each letter or like the index of it and flips it.
Flips it.
Yeah.
Hmm. Oh, yeah, repaper is repaper, isn't it? Oh, yeah, yeah. Random, ra, ran, sorry,
It's
modna.
like other
Yeah,
way around.
yeah. So what happens here is it starts with the uh, length minus 1. Length minus 1 will be 5. 5 means, in the last class I showed you, no, I think in the video I showed you that when you have a text like this, it can be treated as an array, right? A text value like this can be treated as an array. So each character has an index, just like an array. So this will be 0th index. This will be 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay. So text values can be treated as an array. And just like the array, the first letter has an index of 0. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. In this case, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So if you have 6 letters, the index goes from 0 to 5. If you have 7 letters, the index goes from 0 to 6. So that's what happens here. So the count will start from length minus 1. In this case, if I put random, it'll be starting with 6 minus 5, sorry, 6 minus 1, which is 5. So p word 5 means is taking letter M because that's the index 5. This is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that is concatenated to this new word variable, which is a text, which is a string because it has just the speech marks. So that's where it gets reversed. So M is getting uh, concatenated first. then the count is decreased by 1, which means it's going to 4. 4 means p word 4 means that's going to be 0,
I have
1,
a
2.
question.
Yeah.
So now when we get this count,
Mm-hmm.
we're taking the full length of the
P
word
word.
we're
Yeah.
inputting, right?
Yeah.
So example random, we take the full length of it, which is like 6, right?
Hmm. Yeah.
Okay.
Hmm.
So then we take the last index, which is the sixth index, and then we keep going down, right?
Um, hold on. Let me get my graphic tablet so that I can draw and show you. Mm. Now, when you have 6 letters, do you have the sixth index? Do you have a sixth index when you have 6 letters? Now, in this one, random. Okay, this is treated as an array. Okay, so this is in 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What we have, if you call length, it gives you 6. So the last index is 5. Got it? කවිතේ කණ්ඩ ඇවිල්ලා. Yeah, that's right. Can you hear me?
Yes, I had a connection issue.
Oh, it's fine. Right. So we have random here, right? So it is taken as an array. So we have the index starting from 0, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So when the length is 6, what happens to the index? Goes from 0 to
5.
0 to 5. Okay, so that's exactly why they deducted 1 from this. This is 6 minus 1 is 5. So the count starts with 5, which means we are starting from here. Right? So initially, while count is greater than or equal to 5 means 5 is greater than or equal to 0. What you do is you access p word count, which is 5. That is m, the letter m. So if you didn't deduct 1, what will happen is it'll try to access the sixth index, which is not there. So it's going to give you an error, index out of range.
So is
Okay.
there any type of error that's called?
What?
Like what type of, is there name for that type of error?
All right, that's a good question. That is called that is a runtime error because it will stop the program. When you run,
Uh,
it'll stop the program and say index out of range. It
so
won't.
wait, so what exactly is a runtime error?
Runtime error means the error causes the program to stop abruptly, suddenly.
Got
Right?
it, sir.
If a program causes I mean, if an error causes the program to stop running, it's a runtime error. If a program, if an error is not giving what we intended to have, that's a logic error. So there's no, it runs perfectly, but it is not giving the value that we expected. That's a logic error. If there's a grammatical mistake and doesn't allow the program to run, that is a syntax error. If you don't follow the rules or the grammar of the programming language, that's a syntax error. Okay.
Got it, sir.
Right. So here it's p-word 5 means m. M is concatenated to new word. So new word is going to be constructed slowly inside this loop. So the first it will concatenate m. Then you see the count is deducting, right? So next it goes to 4, right? Take away 1, it goes to 4. Now it is accessing p word 4, which is O. O is getting concatenated to the previous value. So it's getting concatenated, getting joined, and you know what happens now? It goes to 3 again, I mean next, and then D is going to be concatenated. It goes to 2 now. It's still inside the while loop. Now it is N getting concatenated, and then A, and then R. So it goes till it is 0, till the count is 0. When the count is -1, when it goes to -1, this while loop will stop. So now for new word, we have this. That's why you said it gets reversed. So random becomes odd now. All right.
Got it, sir.
Yeah, that's the technique they use, right? They start from the last index and comes back to the 0th index. Print the original word is p word. That is what we passed into this parameter as an argument. So remember, this is an argument. Remember, I told you this is an argument, and this is a parameter. Right. Hold on. I'm getting a call. Just a minute. Right. So remember, I told you that these are arguments that you pass, and these are parameters that you accept, right? Right. Did you understand that? Okay.
Yeah,
You
sir.
there? Yeah. So now it says the original word is p word, which was passed. So it is going to print random there. And the new word is new word, which is modna, which is reversed. And now they do another check. If new word equals p word, yes, it is. Otherwise, no, it is not. So now it's clear, isn't it? You reverse the word and you check whether the reverse word and the original word are the same. That's the purpose of the code.
Got it, sir.
It's not reversing. Just if you just say like it just reverse the code, that's not the purpose. That's just a function of it. So you have to say it reverses the code. It reverses the letters of the original word and compares the both. Compares the both. And output whether original and reversed are the same or not. Got it? Not just reversing, but it compares both. Got it?
Got it, sir.
Right. Let me take a screenshot of this and share it with you. Right now, to the last question, right, which is worth 20 marks. So in the previous one, running the code would like without really analyzing the code, running the code would give you the answer, but you can see that it's not the full answer, isn't it? You might miss out that check which was at the end. So I don't really ask you to spend time on learning the technique behind that, but you need to do a bit of analysis of the code as well, right? Okay, and likes to create programs. So open Q05 in the code editor. It contains an array of words and wants the program to accept the input of a word or the number one to exit. No validation of the input is required. Accept the input of a word or number one to exit. Either you accept a word or if you type one, it'll exit. Display all the words in the array that have the same first letter as the word that has been input. You're following, right?
Yeah, sir.
Yeah. So you need to extract the first letter of the word and then compare it with all the words in that array to find out which the words that match the first letter. Calculate and display the number of words in the array that begin with the same letter as the word that has been input. So you need to output how many words match the first letter of the word input. Display all the words in the array that contains the word that has been input. Or display all the words in the array that contains the word that has been input. Oh, that means you need to look at the whole word, isn't it? Not the letters. The first
Wait.
three, yeah, the first three are related to the word. Sorry, the letter. This one display all the words in the array that contain the word that has been input. So that is looking at the whole word, not the letter. You get it?
Yeah.
Right. So when it comes to these questions, you implement one by one, right? Just step by step. Calculate and display the number of words in the array that contains the word that has been input. That means the number of exact words, uh, the number of letters in the longest word that contains the word that has been input. My goodness. The number of letters in the shortest word that contains the word that has been input. Display the longest word that contains the word that has been input. This is the number of letters in the longest word. And then here, the longest word, shortest word. Repeat until the user inputs one to exit the program. Right. So don't worry. Just do it step by step. Let's do the first one. Accept the input of a word or number one to exit. No validation of the input is required. Right. Shall we do together, both of us?
Yes, sir. I think I've done this before.
Oh, you have done this before, right? Okay. So can you
Yeah, but I
take?
never got to complete it
Okay.
properly
So
because
take the file. You have the file, right?
yeah.
Okay. Let's do it together. Mhm. Right. So we have the array. Mhm. The first thing I'm going to do is accept the input of a word on the number one. No validation required. Display all the words in the array. Okay. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add a loop to access each and individual word in the array. That's my first step of building this. I'm not worried about this question right now. I want to access individual values in this array and print it out vertically maybe. So I'm going to use a loop here. Mm. uh, yeah, I'm going to use a for loop for word in word array print word. Right, done. Now I can access individual values in the array. Okay. So I don't need to use range here. If you remember when we worked with 2D arrays, we used this method for word in word array. When you put in and the array name, it will access all the elements in the array. If it is a 2D array, it will access all the sub arrays individually. In this case, since it's a 1D array, it will access the individual values. Okay. So if you also can do it along with me.
So I'm doing.
Okay, done.
So quick question. What year is this?
2021.
Oh, got it, sir.
Do you want the file? I can send you if you want.
Oh no, I just want the question. That's right.
Oh, the question. All right. All right. You have the file, right?
Yeah, I'm just continuing where I stopped.
Oh, you mean you're going back to your what you did?
Yeah, I only did like the first bit of it, which is where I count the letters. That's all.
Okay. If you can, I'll tell you. Can you start a new one with me
Okay.
so that you
Okay, sir.
can compare?
Ah, got it. Got it.
If you,
Okay.
if you want, I can send you the file.
Ah, yeah, that's perfect.
Okay, let me send you. I just saved it, so this might have the the line just I just added. Right, let's do it together, and then you can compare with your solution to see how you started and right. Accept the input of a word or the number to exit. No validation required is needed. Right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do another loop here. I'm going to comment uh, loop to accept the word or exit. Right. So beforehand, I need to ask the user to enter a word. So let's call this what? Mm, input word or something equals input, enter a word, and then now notice that user would be entering one also as a word, as a letter or a string, because I'm not using int here, and they don't want us to validate the input, so I can simply start the while loop as while input word not equal to 1. So why did I use speech marks there for one?
Because yeah, because you're taking as a normal input, not an integer input.
Exactly. It's not converted as a number. Right. So since it's a text, you need to, or string, you need to use speech marks. As long as input word is not equal to 1, we have already input the word. Now, display all the words in the array that have the same first letter as the word that has been input. Right. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this for loop, bring this for loop into this while loop, because first we need to input the word before we go on checking the array. So I have input the word, I have entered the while loop, and now I am going through each value in the uh, array. But this time they want us to check the first letter. Right. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to try and print the first letter of each word here. Right now, if I run this, print word is not indented, so I'm going to press enter after the colon. Indentation got mixed up. Right, so enter word. So I'm going to just enter word, let's say dog, right, just to enter the while loop. All right, can you tell me why is it running without stopping? Why is it not stopping?
Because you're not uh breaking it after the end, and like it's waiting for you to input one to make it
Exactly. Because I need to have this input command inside the while loop as well, because this is used to enter the while loop. But inside the while loop, you need to ask the user to enter it, right? So you need to repeat this inside the while loop, because otherwise the while loop will keep going. Now you run it, just enter a word. It doesn't do anything because I'm not checking that. What happens is I'm trying this for loop to see whether it works. As you can see, now it ran only once. It printed all the words, and then it is asking for the next input. But what I'm trying to do right now is not to print the whole word, but I'm going to print just the first letter. Now, this is where that uh, concept comes in, which I told you earlier. If I take the first word here, which is wind, since this is a string now, this can be treated as an array. So if I break this into letters, the array index starts with 0, 1, 2, 3. So if you want to access the first letter, what should be the index?
0.
0. So I can simply use the name of the variable that is holding each word, put a square bracket, because square brackets are needed to access an array. Now each word I'm accessing is an array, and I'm going to put index 0 there, which will access the first letter. Now if you run, this doesn't do any effect. You can see it is accessing the first letter of each word, W, and ending with, should be ending with S. There you go. Right, so partly done. Now what they want is that should be checked. Have the same first letter as the word that has been input. Okay, so I need to get the first letter of the input word, right? And then display all the words in the array that have the same first letter, right? Okay, so we need to print the word if the first letter of the input word matches the first letter of each word. So I'm not going to print it right now here. I'm going to use if statement, check whether the indentation is right. Yes. If word 0, that is the first letter of each word, equals to input word. Right, now input word is also an array now because it's a string. I can use the same method, 0th index. That will check the first letter of both words. If both are the same, I can print the word. Understood?
Yes.
Yeah, the technique or the concept that they are checking here is whether you know that strings can be treated as arrays. And then we can use the index of each letter to compare. Right. Again, this time the word that we are entering has an effect because we are checking the first letter of the word that we input. Okay, since we have W, several W's, words starting with W, I'm going to put work. There you go. Wind came, wire came. Got it? Now this keeps going. Let's try another word. Since we have a couple of words starting with P, I'm going to put pop. There you go. Pushy, perish, putrid, pushover. Understood?
Yes.
Yeah, the first part is done. This is done. This is done. Display all the words done. Yeah, that's done. Now this one, calculate and display the number of words in the array that begin with the same letter as the word that has been input. Now that's pretty easy. All you got to do is what? What can you do? Now, if you can print those words, how can you find the number of words? Hmm. How can you find the number of words? If you are able to print those words, what can you do? What's the
Uh,
technique?
what's that?
If you can print those words, how can we find the number of words? What's the technique?
We can use a count.
Exactly. Right. So I can use a count variable, maybe somewhere here. Count. Uh, first letter. Always make sure the variables are sensible. And then as soon as I find a match, I'm going to increase the count. Count first letter plus equals 1. That is same as count first letter equals count first letter plus 1. And then at the end of the for loop, before we input the next word, we can print the results. So I'm going to say print results. So here I'm going to print their str count first letter number of words that match the first letter. Okay, let's see whether it works. I'm going to go with the pop. There are 4. Okay, we don't need number here. Right? You just put in words. Pop. There are 4 words that match the first letter. Do we have 4 words? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, got it. So we did. This is done. This is done. This is done. Right. Did you understand? Do you need any uh,
I got it.
explanation? You got it? Did you try it?
Currently doing it. I mean,
Oh,
like,
do it, do it. No problem. Do it. I'll wait.
okay.
I'll wait until you finish before we move to the next one.
Oh no, I finished this part.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like doing the calculate and display the number of letters in the longest word.
Oh my God. You're going past me now.
Uh,
Hey, let's do it together. Let's do it together.
okay.
Right? Let's do it together. Can you finish up to this point?
Yeah.
Ashwik, if you come up with
Uh,
your if you come up with your own method, just share it with me.
okay, sir.
I would love to see that. So I just put a comment here. Check the first letter of each word, right? So I'm what I'm trying to do right now is I'm trying to explain the thinking process behind this, right? The technique.
Mm-mm.
And once you get
So
that,
my method is similar to yours. It's
yeah,
exactly like
yeah.
yours.
Once you get the technique, you can use any method to do it. I mean, you can implement it in different ways. Display all the words in the array that contains the word that has been input. Now, this time we need to look at the whole word. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use another loop. Um, well, you can do it in the same loop also. Yeah, let's do it in the same loop, right? Right, same loop, but this time this is to check the whole word. Right, it's pretty easy. If this time I don't need to access any index, just compare the word. If word equals input word, I don't need any index because I'm comparing the whole word. Right? Did you understand that? I don't need the index
Yeah.
because I'm comparing the whole word. And what do they need? Display all the words in the array that contains the exact word. Right. So if word equals input word, print the word. But before printing, it's better to print something to show that what those words are. Print the words that match the input word. It's better to put something like that here as well. Print to make it more user-friendly. Words that match the first letter of the input word. Right, so let's see what happens. So in this case, I need to put a word that is already there. I'm going to put SOB. Oh, that doesn't work now. Well, that should come before the loop, by the way. Otherwise, it's going to repeat. So it should be before the loop. This, of course, you can't put because it's going to be inside the loop, not a separate loop. Well, in that case, it's better to have another loop here, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have another loop because I want to customize this. For this is to check the whole word. For word in word array. Right, now it makes sense. Right, sob. Words that match the first letter of the input word, size, sob, stick, seed, silent, sobbed, swing. Words that match the input word, zob. There are 7 words that match the first letter. 7 words that match the first letter. I think that should also go to this one at the end of the for loop. I'm going to keep a space as well. So I'm going to just put a print command to keep an extra space. Right, sob. There you go. Words that match the first letter of the input word. There are 7 words that match the first letter. Words that match the input word, sob. Right? Match the exact. Understood? I
Yeah,
I,
sir.
I used 2 different for loops because I did want to separate the output message. If I put it into the same for loop, it would repeat the message. So I just wanted to separate.
So what if you put it into a list?
What do you put into list?
So like the main reason you use two for loops was
Mm,
to separate that to create a form of separation, or because they
mm,
it interacts with each other.
yeah.
If you put in the, yeah, so if you had a list for the similar first
Ah.
the words with the first similar
Mm,
letter, and for the similar word, like
yeah.
two separate lists, you can
To
put in the
represent.
same.
Yeah, brilliant. Yeah, that's another way. Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah. Yeah, you can do that. You can put them into separate lists and then print them out separately. Yeah, correct. Good point. Calculate and display the number of words in the array that contain the word that has been input. So again, we need to calculate the number of exact words, right? So, so whatever you do, I think it's better to separate the codes so that the examiner knows how you broke down the problem, right? And also, it's important that you put comments. That's important because he'll be when he's marking, he'll be looking at this uh, concept of decomposition, right? So I need another variable. This time count. I'm going to use count word equals 0. So when this matches, I'm going to increase the uh, count word. plus equals 1. Zob again. Oh, I didn't print the count. I need to print the count. Uh, just like this. I'm going to put it right after the for loop. There are count word this time. Words that match the exact word, match the exact input word. Zob again. There are word or words that match the exact input word. Do we have 7 here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah. Correct. So we are done with the number of words in the array that contains the exact word. The number of letters in the longest word that contains the word that has been input. The number of letters in the longest word that contains the word that has been input. Now this is a bit tricky. The number of letters in the shortest word that contains the word that has been input. The number of letters in the longest word that contains the word that has been input, right? So did you come up with a method for that?
Yeah, what I wanted to do was
Uh,
I want to first find the similar word that the user inputted from the array,
okay,
and then I'd take that and I'd compare its length with other words,
exactly. Yeah.
and then longest word I would
Mhm.
find the length of that.
Right. Were you successful?
I'd print the length of that, print that word essentially. Yeah.
You got.
I can't do it properly because
Uh-huh.
if you want I can send a screenshot because I
Okay,
can't
okay,
explain.
okay. Okay, we'll do like this, right? We'll do like this. I was thinking the same way you thought. First, I need to find out the words, all the words that has this word. Now, for example, can you see zob? If you take sob, sob has sob, and sobbed has sob. Okay, so if I check for zob, the words that has sob in it would be zob and zobbed. And the longest word would be sobbed. Shortest word would be zob. That's what they want, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's what they're looking for, right? They want to find out what are the words that have the word that we input inside that. It can be at the beginning, it can be in the middle, it can be at the end. The number of letters in the longest word that contains the word that has been input. Okay. So just like you said, what I'm going to do is I'm going to find out what are the words. What are those words that has the same word, right? Same word in it. So for this one, what I'm going to do is I'm going to try a different for loop. Check the longest word. For, I'm going to use the input word for input word in, right? For input word in word array. Right. So hopefully this will search for the input word in the word array. It'll check whether the input word is there in the word array. Right. What I want to find out is whether it would match the exact thing or it would just check whether it is there. Mm, I think it might check the exact. Mm, No, no, no. This is not going to work. This is not going to work. Okay, I will have to use the same method. Yeah, I'm using the same method, right? Same for loop. For word in word array. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to check if input word in word. There you go. I'm checking each word and see whether the input word is there inside that word, right? This for loop checks whether the word, it checks each and every word. This one checks whether our input word is there in the word, in each and every word. If it is so, I'm going to print the word. Okay, let's see what happens. I want to test only this one. Therefore, what I'm going to do is I'm going to uh, comment all the other lines of codes up to this point. This is a way of saving your time. Otherwise, you will have to enter everything. Right. Let's see whether I get all the matching words there. Right. So I'm going to check sob. There you go. Sob came out. Sobbed came out. So this piece of line actually works. It checks whether the input word is there in every word in the list. So when you put in, it doesn't matter whether it is at the front, in the middle, or at the back. Got it? You're there?
Yeah, sir.
Did you see how it worked?
Yeah, I did the same.
Yeah, I use the same for loop, but I'm checking whether input word is there in every word. And I got zob and zobbed. Now the problem is, how do I find uh, the shortest word and the longest word? Okay, so the idea here is to find the longest word. Uh, yeah, I think we can use the length, isn't it? Okay, let's use the length. Uh, Longest length equals 0. Right, so all you got to do is this will check whether the word is there in every word. If it is there in if it is there in every word, what I'm going to do is I'm going to check the length of that word. Okay. Remember how we got the highest score in a 2D array? We assumed
Uh,
that the highest score is 0, and then we started comparing the highest score and then went on replacing that. When we found the highest sales, remember? First top sales, second
uh,
sales.
yeah.
It's the same method, same technique. So longest length, if input word is in word, we'll take the length of the word. If length of the word is greater than the longest length, I'm going to simply update the longest length. Update the longest length to the length of the word. If the length of the word is greater than the longest length, which is 0 right now, I'm going to put that length into the longest length. So at the end of the for loop, I must get uh, the word that has the word that we input at the same time with the longest length. But if you remember, when we found the top sales, second sales, and last sales, third sales, if we don't record that word then and there, It's not going to work because it's a for loop. It goes through the list from the start to the end. So the moment you find the length which is longer than the longest length currently, you need to record that word. You need to find that what that word is. So I'm going to have another variable called longest word. So the moment I find the length word which is longer than the current longest length, not just updating the longest length, I need to record what that word is as well. So I'm going to use longest word equals word. Just record that word so that the for loop will not affect what we are looking for. Otherwise, by the end of the for loop, you will get a different value. Exactly what happened in our previous question. Did you get it?
Yeah, sir.
This is recording the current longest word. Current longest word. Now remember, we do this only if our input word is there in the word. So we are satisfying our requirement. And this one is updating the current longest length. As soon as you update, you record what that word is, and you keep doing the same. So at the end, you should have the longest length and the longest word. I think we are doing the next one as well. See, they want the number of letters in the longest word and the longest word as well. So this one would find the number of letters in the longest word. This one will find the longest word. Okay, let's see whether it works. Right, so I don't want print word here. At the end of the for loop, I want to print uh, longest word that has the input word is longest word. And I'm going to print the longest word or that longest word has str longest length number of letters. Is that what they want? They want the number of letters in the longest word and the longest word that contains the word that has been input. Okay, so we have actually done both of them in the same uh, code. Okay, let's see whether we get it. We are looking for sob. There you go. The longest word that has been input, that has the input word is sobbed. The longest word has 6 number of letters. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Got it?
Yeah.
That's a bit tricky. In fact, that is the level 9 question in this 20-mark question, right? So if I comment on these lines, to make it more understandable, what I would do is longest length to update the longest length of each word. This is to store the current longest word. This is actually, let's put it like this, to store the current longest length, which is both of these will be kept updating. So this one, of course, accesses each word in the array. This one checks whether input word is there inside each word. And this one checks whether the current longest length is greater than the length of the next word. And then if it is so, you update the current longest length to the length of that word, and you also record that word in the longest word. Why do we do this? Because since you are using a for loop, if you don't record it then and there, it's going to go from the beginning to the end, and it's going to give us the wrong word. We saw that in that 2D array question where we looked at the sales. And after the for loop, if you print the longest word and the longest length, you're going to get the correct answer. Got it?
Got it, sir.
Yeah. You sound like you're not 100% sure. Uh,
Uh, I had a few bugs with my
mhm.
previous method, which was like a bit complicating than yours, but it's the same thing. It's the same thing. I
Oh,
just
okay.
included more necessary stuff,
Okay.
but
Okay.
I just had to implement the string, the concatenation. That's all.
Okay. Okay. So here, most of the students they struggle to understand why we compare this, right? It's basically like you know, if I do a quick illustration, this is what happens. So we have the two words. Now, if you do an illustration, it's easier to understand. So if I have the two words, sob and sobbed. Okay, so what happens is first it will be looking at whether our word is there in this word. So when it accesses zob, it checks whether zob is there in that. Yes, true. Now it takes the length of this and update the longest length to 3 because 3 is greater than 0. Then it picks this word and put that word into this sob. That's what happens here, right? So let me write it over here. That's where it gets updated. So here it is 3, which is the length of the sob. So this one becomes 3. And it picks the word, which is sob, and put the word sob into this. Right? It goes through and it finds the next one, which has zob in it. So this condition is true. It has zob in that. Now what it does is it takes the length of the word, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Length is 6. 6 is compared with the current length. Current length is 3, as you can see. It was updated to 3. 6 is greater than 3. Now what happens is 6 is put into longest length. So longest length becomes 6. That is not enough. We need to pick this word. So what happens is that word, which is sobbed, goes here. It gets replaced. It replaces sob, which is the previous value, into sob. That's what happens. So at the end of the for loop, we had only these two words, and we have checked all these words. At the end, we have the longest length, which is 6, and the longest word, which is soft. Got it?
Yeah, sir.
Yeah, when you do an illustration like that, it's pretty easy to understand, right? Okay, now to find the shortest word is the exact opposite. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just copy the whole thing, copy this whole thing, and put it right here. And I'm going to change this shortest word. Uh, these will be changed. So I'm going to change this to shortest length. Shortest word. Where we have longest, it should be shortest. This is why the naming is important. If you use a sensible name, it's really easy to change and update. Shortest. Right, and then we need to change these as well. The shortest word and the shortest word. There's one more thing that we need to change. Can you tell me what that is? The most important thing. What's the most
Uh,
important thing that you need to change if you want to find the shortest word?
uh, I
Where
wasn't
where did you actually check for the longest?
in the previous for loop.
Yeah, in the previous for loop, but where did you actually check whether the length is, I mean, where did you get the longest length?
The longest length.
What?
By comparison, no?
That's the comparison, right? So the comparison has to be the opposite, isn't it? If you are
I,
looking, right, the comparison has to be the opposite. Now here, length of the word, you looked at whether it is greater than the shortest length. This time, it should be the other way around, less than the shortest length. But if you remember, when we did that, one of the previous examples, I told you, if you are looking for the minimum value, you should start with the maximum possible value. If you are looking for the largest value, you have to start with the smallest possible value. That's why we started with zero, right? When you start with zero, when we find a larger value than zero, we can update. When it is six, we can update it to six. When it is 50, 50 is larger than six, so we can update to 50. But here, if you check length of word less than short length, and if you start short length as zero, none of the words will be below zero, isn't it? Because short length is zero right now, right? Where do you have a word which has a minus value for the length? So this can't be zero, right?
Yeah.
When you are looking for the I mean, the smallest value or the shortest value, you need to start that variable with the highest possible value. So in this case, what can be the longest, I mean, length for a word? Well, best thing is to look at this thing. Looks like this might be the longest. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And you can even put 15. Anything, anything larger than the number of letters in the longest word here. So this one has 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I would go for like 15. It doesn't matter. Anything larger than the longest word in this list. Because otherwise, that longest word will be cut off. So remember, that is really, really important, right? If you are looking for the smallest value, start with the largest possible value for that variable before you compare. If you're looking for the largest value, start with the smallest possible value for that compared value. Okay, now let's see whether this works. Again, I'm looking at sob. There you go. Works perfectly. Longest word that has the input word is zobbed, 6 letters. The smallest word or the shortest word that has the input word sob, and it has 3 letters. Just to keep a space, I'm going to put another print command. Why do I call a print command just a print command? Because print command has the default line break. I don't need to forcefully put a line break like this. \n is a line break. I don't need to do that because print command has a line break built in. So now SOB, there you go. Just to check, we'll take another word. What can we take? VERGESEE. Double E is there. Double E. No. Mark. Can you take mark? No. TI. No. Any other word that we can take? SH. Oh, SH. We'll take SH. So my search word is SH. Longest word that has the input word SH is pushover, 8 letters. And the shortest word is pushy, which has 5 letters. Okay, now it keeps on asking for a word, and if I press enter, it should stop. There you go. Stops. Now what I can do is I can remove the comments here to run the whole code. Okay, I'm looking for SH. The word that matches the first letter of the input word size S, 7 words are there. The words that match the exact input word, there are 0 words. Again, it's better if I put another print command here before the longest.
Sir,
Yeah,
could you explain how you did your length comparisons?
yeah, sure, no problem. Okay, so let me check this one, right? One more time. SH, 7 words. Words that match the exact input word, 0 words. Yeah, there aren't any words with SH. Longest word that has the input word pushover and pushing. Works perfectly. Right, so let me tell you the length comparison, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, again, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the illustration and then compare it. Okay, so I'm taking a sob. So sob, if you take, we have 2 words, right? So we have sob in one of the places in the array, and we have sobbed in another place in the array. Right. Okay, so I'm looking for the longest length. So my input word is sob. My input word is sob. So what does this do? For loop, it compares. I mean, it takes every word, it reads every word in the array. And then here, I'm checking whether my input word is there in every word. So it's going to check this sob against this one. Yeah, it's there. So it is true. Goes and checks the others. No, it checks this one. Yeah, zob is inside that. So remember, this in actually checks whether it is inside that word. So we get two matching words. Now what it does is it goes to the first one, take the length of that word, which is 3. All right. What is the length of this?
3.
3. So I'm going to ask
Uh,
questions. I'm going to ask questions to work through this, right? So 3. Now what happens is here it is 3. 3 is checked against the longest length, which is 0. Is that true or false?
it's true.
True. So now what happens is that length, which is 3, is put into this longest length. So the longest length becomes 3. It started with 0, now it is 3. Not only that, it captures that word also. So the word is sob. So what happens is the word is sob here. It is put into this one, which is sob. Okay, that is in the first word. Now it keeps checking, keeps checking, keeps checking. When it finds the next word that has zob, it takes that one. Now what happens is, if length of word, what is the length of word now?
6.
6. Now 6 is compared against the longest length. What is the longest length right now? Or